Well, g'day everybody, Bud Duck here. Haven't done any work on the Ranger for a while, so today we're going to look at fitting the Couplertec rust prevention system into the Ranger. I'll do bits and pieces as we go. It's a 6-pad system. I won't open it all up for you, but it's a 6-pad system designed to obviously prevent the rust, so we'll show you bits and pieces as we go along. Okay, so what you get in the box is your cleaning gear and some fuses and some wire and stuff, the actual pads, the controller unit, some zip ties, 3 lots of wire. Now you're going to run 6 pads, they give you 3 lots of wire and some split tube. So that's what you get in the system. Now the thing is to figure out where to mount it and stuff. Doesn't have any holes or anything to allow you to mount it, so you usually wind up drilling or whatever, but anyway, we'll figure it out as we go along throughout the course of the day. Okay, that's it roughly in position. It's bolted in with the 2 screws, it's earthed. Probably going to come in and out a few times, but just a test fit. Wiring all duck down underneath there and out of sight. At the moment it's just everywhere, but that's pretty well where the controller's going to sit. Now, the next bit is they want you to hook this fuse up, or the fuse holder, which comes with that ring. And they give you a nut, that nut there, and give you a choice of whether to use that or not. Now, on my battery I've got like a bunch of terminals. That's the one I thought of using, that would take that ring. But then I found that one down there, which that nut that they give you will fit straight onto, but obviously that ring's way too big, so I'll be cutting that off. And I'll be using this ring here, which will fit straight onto that. Slight little modification, but that's all part of it. Now in the kit, they provide you these joiners, which are probably fine in some cars, but probably 4-wheel drive, so there's no way in the world I'm going to use those. I think they're rubbish anyway. So I'm going to join that by soldering it, and I'm going to solder all the rest of my connections as well. Because let's face it, it's a 4B, it's going to get the crap shaken out of it, so it's all going to be soldered. I've joined that wire onto there now with the new clip, and by the time it's all tidied up it'll look like it's meant to be there. Anyway, we're moving on, as you do. Well, the next challenge, guys, is you got these pads, which are that size, and where to put them on plain metal. Now, I've been spending the last 25 minutes working out a spot that's flat under the guard here in the engine bay. And this spot here is about the only spot on the passenger side that's going to fit. Now, that's a perfect spot, but that's going to have a sticky back on it, and I've got to try and get in underneath that panel on the guard there. But anyway, that's where it's going to wind up going. The other side, not so bad. The other side, we've got a nice flat surface here. Hang on, I'll spin you back round again. Sorry about fingers. A nice flat surface in there. If you can see where I'm looking, in there. And that coupler should slide in somewhere there. I'm videoing this upside down, guys, so I hope it doesn't look too bad for you. But anyway, you get the idea. So it's going to go there. 2 more to go inside and 2 to go on the back of the chassis rails up near the tray. But yeah, bit of a challenge. And then of course there's the running of the wire. Anyway, that'll keep me occupied. Got the fuse mounted in place now, got the wire joined up. Tidied that up with some conduit shortly. Anyway, we'll keep getting into it. Hey guys, they give you these little alcohol wipes to really clean off your panel. Now I've already wiped all this with a soft cloth, but they give you this just to really clean up your surfaces. So you just do that, give it a couple of minutes to dry, and then we peel off the back of this. It's got an adhesive back on it, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, and we stick it on there. So I've got no idea how long it's going to take me to purl this, so we'll just see how we go. Right, now I've managed to get this undone. Now as you can see, that's a copper looking pad. That's a self-adhesive strip. And the idea of that is that's a metal surface, and that your paint needs to be really good condition, guys, because it doesn't work properly if it's not. So if you've got an older car and you're putting these on, give it a paint first, just to make sure. And all that has to do is just come down here. Now these are really sticky, so you only get a couple of goes at these. Stick it on. Now the sensible thing to do for me would have been to run the wire up the top along this, but let me right it'd be upside down. I'm a bit anal, so I wanted to write in the right way up. One on the other side you won't even be able to see, but you can see this one, so I wanted to write in the right way up. So that's coupler number 1. Got heaps to do. I don't know if I'll show you all of them, but I should show you that one. That's the easiest one. And I've run the conduit along here. It ducks in the radiator support and disappears around the other side. So that's pretty well it for coupler number 1. Only 5 to go. The second one half in position. Now amazingly enough, after unbolting those 3 bolts on the guard, there was enough just to get the guard up a little bit so I could slide that underneath. And just like playing operation as a kid, holding the wire, held it up high, slid it in and then just pushed it straight down and it stuck straight away. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll run the wiring round for that next, and then we'll move on to the ones for the inside. Now that bit was a bit tedious in the wire feeding, so it was a lot of commentary went on with that. So I thought to myself, there's not a lot of point in showing you that it's in full speed. So what I've done is I've sped it up a bit. You can see where I'm feeding the cable. Just tries to keep the video looking a little bit nicer for you guys. So a bit tedious, but we got it there in the long run. Okay, to feed these wires to the middle two, they're going in the sill, through that part of the panels there. I've had to pull the seals off the door surrounds. I've fed them under the carpet. I'm going to put the 2 couplers on the metal in these boxes here. There's a hole in a Ranger that goes through there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, probably not. But yeah, they are double insulated wires, so they really won't be a problem. Plus I'll stick some tape or something in to help stop it from moving. And I'll get the ones on the inside in position. So there's plenty of flat panels there to go on. Bit of a task, but anyway, we've got it there. So it's all part of the challenge. Feeding the cabling through is a bloody nightmare. Fortunately, I've got a very big stainless steel old antenna. So it'll take me wiring through and onto and feed it through the holes. But yeah, down there is where they come up. Anyhow, I won't show you me soldering them together. It's pretty obvious how that works. We'll move on to the next bit. Right, this is the 2 in the back. I fed the cables through. Yeah, it's funny how you think these things will be built the same shape on both sides, but they're not. So that one's up on the vertical panel. This one has to be horizontal down here on the floor, because there's actually nowhere else that is big enough or flat enough. I could have put it there, but that's closer to that one. The further away, the practical the better, but this is about as far away as I can get. I didn't want to pull the interior out. Obviously, if I really wanted to, I could have pulled all the carpet out and fitted it down there. Bound to be, oh, actually maybe not. Anyway, it's bound to be a surface here somewhere, but that's pretty well all we need for those. So we'll be putting that part of the interior back together in a minute. There's 2 tubs go in there for storage. And that'll be 4 of the 6 done, and the other 2 go on the chassis rails at the back, which we'll get to. So yeah, we'll move along. Okay, well I'm sitting underneath the back of the Ranger. That's pad 6 in place on the chassis rail. Now I've taken the spare wheel out just so I've got room to work under here. Cable runs I don't even know if you can see it all, across the back of the chassis rail there and down onto that coupler there. That's coupler 5, and that's 2 individual cables, those 2 couplers, and it's all in that conduit. But that conduit was a prick to run, but it goes up over the chassis there, and then I'm manoeuvring myself around here, and it runs all along and disappears up along the fuel tank and follows the chassis line all the way back to the body, where it goes back in the engine bay. So that's pretty well the install done. Maybe 1 or 2 more zip ties to tighten up, and that's about the end of it really. So it's all good to go. All I've got to do now is hook up the fuse, and you should be fired up, and wind the spare wheel up. Anyway, we'll give you a look at what it looks like under the bonnet, all done shortly. Okay, that's it in position. There it is working. Green LED flashing means it's working correctly. So I've got one little tiny bit of tape there I've got to tidy up, but that's not even off that circuit, that's off the old driving light circuit, so I'll tidy it up while I'm here. That's the leads wiring from it. That big conduit there is the ones going down the chassis rails. Now that's just all I can do with that. So there's 2 wires double insulated inside that conduit, which has another conduit inside that, so it's double conduit, 2 double insulated wires. There's the rest of the wiring, as you saw before, going to that pad, and it all goes down. The stuff going inside goes down through there. That's pretty all the guts of it. That's a Couplertec rust prevention system. That's the other pad I would have showed you the other day, or when I was filming earlier I should say. Pad 2, pad 3 and 4 you can't see. Anyway, I think that's about as neat as I could get it. I'm fairly confident that there's going to be some fiddling down in this section of the car, down the track, for extra fuel filters and catch cans. So I wanted to make sure I kept the Couplertec unit away, because there's no way in the world they'd utilise that area there. Right, that's it. I hope that's been of use for anybody who may have thought about putting electronic rust prevention on the Ranger, or anybody who's interested in it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel. We'll catch up with you all a little bit later.